ArsenalFanTV Lee. Don't worry, I promised everybody I won't mention the fact that he was in the Diamond Lounge, hobnobbing with all the...
Sold out again.
Where's that badge? Why'd you take the badge off? Listen.
No, I'm not shy of it. Look, I'm not shy of it.
There's no point. Don't off your yard anything.
You're out of you are, like,
Nice up there.
Very nice, very nice.
There's Gazides up there.
No, he wasn't up there, like, well, he was, but I didn't
Keswick?
see him. Yeah, they were all up there, but they were far away from me.
But listen, it was a good game in the end, wasn't it? It was a bit dodgy at first.
In the end,
West Ham started. I thought Arnautovic was giving them our defence a lot of problems. We got Griezmann to put up with that on Thursday. We got to handle that bit. But we scored, then they scored. I think once they scored, we clicked into gear.
Yeah, like the first 20 minutes, this is what is the big worry for me, Robbie. Like, first 20 minutes, West Ham, this is West Ham, no disrespect. They went through us like knife through butter about 3 or 4 times. If Madrid do that, they're going to finish those.
Balls over the top.
Yeah, just balls over the top, simple football. And we got ripped apart, And I've got to say, the first half, was awful. And that's the legacy of Wenger at this moment in time. Second half it was like going back to the old days, wasn't it? Like once we scored, once it went 1-1. The reason the game changed, I can say this now, is when Aubameyang come on. As soon as he come on, it changed. They opened it all up, and it was free flowing and fantastic. And it was a good game in the end. I really enjoyed the last 20-25 minutes, but only until he came on.
And Lacazette, it was a morale boosting, couple of goals for him ahead of a big night on Thursday.
Yeah, and a big night, which is again a worry, because when he was without Aubameyang in the team, he never looked like he was going to get a score, get a chance or whatever. As soon as that happened, this is the big worry we've got on Thursday. Who are we going to play up there? Mesut's always sick. Let's be honest. Honestly, I said in a tweet today, like if he was at school, he'd be in court. His mum and dad would be in court how many times he has off. They would, wouldn't they? Like because he's off, like you get a letter come through saying how many, he's off more times than I don't know what, But hopefully he'll be back on Thursday. That'll give us a bit more of a chance. And but it does come down to defence, Robbie. It really does. And if we can cope with that,
What did they use up there with the hobnobbing with the big boys? What did they make of the fans really getting behind Arsene Wenger?
Well, I've got to say today, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I'm going to say a little thing about Arsene Wenger. I've been a critic of him. I've never disrespected him, but I have been a critic. And one of the things that people will forget, unfortunately for Arsene Wenger, his last few years have been poor, and that's why he's gone. But the two best managers in this country have been Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. Well, I'll tell you this now. Alex Ferguson's first few years were poor. All the fans were cheering for him to be sacked and got rid of. No one says that. It's unfortunate for Arsene Wenger. It's the other way round. But let's just give credit where credit's due. The first few years of Arsene Wenger, I'll never forget. I'll never forget that. They was absolutely outstanding. 98 team, brilliant. 2002, the best team of all. Best team I've ever seen at Arsenal. 2004, Invincibles. But unfortunately, the last 3 years have not been acceptable.
Why has it all gone wrong for him? He's been a great manager over the years. He's still. You see so many people coming out now, players on that. They've got so much respect for him. Why has it gone so horribly wrong these last few years?
I would love to ask the question, why didn't you sort out the defence when you had the chance? 3 years ago, he had the chance when he bought Petr Cech to sort out, buy a couple more players, and he won the league. And I'll tell you what, he'd still be here now and be thought of in magnificent, but he didn't. All he done was buy a goalkeeper, and then that was the reason. And that was his downfall, Robbie. It was his downfall, and unfortunately, football is ruthless. It's a ruthless game. I'm not being horrible. Did anybody say when Dennis Bergkamp's legs went, oh, we give him another year or another 2 years? No. It was time for Dennis to go. What a great servant he was. And it was time for Arsene Wenger to go. And no, I'm not ever going to disrespect the man. I've criticised him, and at times he's not been. Last week I was criticising him at Newcastle, 6 hours away. But I'm telling you this, Robbie. I'm speaking from the heart as an Arsenal fan. I was delighted when I heard that he went last week. I was cheering on Friday, but when I was cheering, I felt guilty. I felt guilty that I was happy that he was going. But I'm now an Arsenal fan that's excited about next season. I haven't been excited about Arsenal going into the next season for 3 or 4 years, Robbie. You know what I mean? I think that I deserve to be excited at the end of the day, and that's how I feel. And
especially if you're up watching it in the Diamond Lounge, it's going to be great, isn't it?
Well, he built that, didn't he, Arsen? You know what I mean? Listen, it's great. Listen, I understand people have set their stall out, have criticised him, and some have criticised him too far, Robbie, that they can't go back and say, "Oh, thank you for everything they've done." Right? There's a few around. I'm not mentioning no names, but there are a few that have gone too far. They have gone too far in it, and then they can't. You know, if they turn around now and clap him and say whatever, they're hypocrites. So I understand that, right? But there are people that, from a footballing reason, have said, "No, Arsenal, enough's enough." Why can't they turn around and say, "Do you know what? We're glad you're going, but at the end of the day, we respect what you've done as a manager in the past, and I'm one of them." And that's how I feel. The last game of the season, I told you last week, Robbie, at Burnley, the game against Burnley, I was going to walk straight out. I won't now, because I think at the end of the day, Arsene Wenger's done the right thing. I've been calling for it, like leave at the end of the season on a high. I think he's done a great thing as well, because there are fans out there, Robbie, and let's be honest, they're not real Arsenal fans, the ones that are saying that we want Arsenal to lose in the Europa League so that he never got a contract, right? At the end of the day, now, those ones now, and everybody else now, will be united going into this game against Madrid. So at the end of the day, Arsene Wenger's got to be given a lot of credit for that. Now, I'll tell you something now about Arsene Wenger, and I've criticised him like I have, but if someone turned around to you, right, on me, and said, right, you're not allowed to go to the Arsenal no more, how are you going to feel? Terrible. So he feels terrible that he can't manage his club no more. But he at the end of it, he's made decisions that have made that happen for him. You know, if he'd addressed the centre midfield and our defence, he would still be here. If we'd have won the league when Leicester won that league, he would still be here now, and everybody would be loving him. But that's his downfall, right? And at the end of the day, football's ruthless. But I give him the credit that he deserves. He has walked away when we needed him most now, because we need to win this Europa League for look around. This is what we need. We need to get back in the Champions League, right? He's given us a great opportunity to do that by uniting, hopefully, all of us fans. And at the end of it, if fans are not going to unite after that, then they're not Arsenal fans. Because it's all about Arsenal. It's not about Arsene Wenger, it's not about me and you and whatever. It's about Arsenal Football Club. We now need, as a club, as a fan base, to unite and make sure that we get into the win the Europa League and get into the Champions League, and that's it.